talk a little bit about discipline and love from your perspective, because from what I see in the culture today, and I don't know what we haven't talked about this beforehand, right? So we just be honest, but what I see is that this idea of love is kind of let them do anything they want to do. How do you discipline your kids and still show them love at the same time?
I think it's really important. One thing we try to do, just in my own mindset, is to remember, that the Bible tells us that the Lord disciplines those he loves. So discipline isn't separate from love. It's actually a part of love. And I really try to help our kids see that too, that if mom and dad didn't care about you, we wouldn't discipline you. We wouldn't correct you. We wouldn't require you to obey mom and dad. But because we love you, that's why we correct you. And with kids, it's always good, even for us as adults, it's always good to bring it down to a really simple example. If my kid's running towards the street, I might yell at them or grab their arm and then tell them not to do that because I love them and because I care about them. But for me not to discipline them or correct them in that way would be a sign of me not caring for them. And so we very much see discipline as a part of our love for our kids, and we have to always keep our hearts in check for that too, because we can just get annoyed or frustrated. But at the end of the day, I want to help my kids be the best that they can truly be, and I want to see them know God's love for them, and I want to see them know and love God as well, and
to see that God's ways are life. To mom and dad and to them, and that we want to fight in love for them to live in a way that's going to bring them the best life that they can have.
Yeah. And as far as worship goes, the Lord tells our kids to obey their parents, for this is right. And in that command to kids to obey their parents, by me requiring that obedience, I'm helping them obey God, because God's the one that told them to do that. And so that's just, to me, a big part of our worship and love of God is that parents lovingly give correction and discipline. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I totally agree. To me, I truly don't understand when parents don't discipline their kids, especially in those formative years. I mean, we're big believers in that kind of the pattern that you've set by the time they turn 5 is kind of the pattern. That's going to be the pattern you got to deal with right on. So in those earliest years, you kind of need to establish, hey, the parents are in charge. They're an authority in your life, just like God's an authority in our life. But it's just like Emily said, that's not to repress you and to hold you down. That is to make your life full and enjoyable. Yes. And that's the key to it. I mean, that's what comes out of it. And I look at sin in our world today and the destruction that it causes in people's lives and the heartache that it brings. And I'm like, I just wish parents would steer their kids a little more clearly away from that, just because of, you kind of can see what's coming down the road if they don't. So I think that's very good.